Hi, this is Brooke. I'm going to show you what I've been doing with my students that I have found works really well. So if you go to storylabs.app and then click on Teacher Sign Up, fill out your information here. Make sure you click these two boxes. And these are our privacy certifications. You can click on them to understand them better. And then click on Sign Up. You're going to enter your book code here and type in Headstrom, all lowercase, to populate your classroom. So I have a level 1, level 2, level 4 student that I've been working with. Before I just moved states, so I'm not yet in a brick and mortar right now. I just have these students who we found each other. So level 1, my level 1 student, he had year 1 last year. It was disrupted. So we started with Bryce's stories. He felt really confident. When I first talked with him, he couldn't answer "Cómo estás" and "Cómo se llama" very well. So I started him there. I thought it would be good for him. Then he said, "Oh, this is too easy. I really get it." And that's what's good about Bryce's stories, are that you feel confident with them. So I took him to level 2, which is past tense, and he said, "Oh no, I want to go back to level 1." So it's just incremental enough so that you have progress, so that there's variety. But having the same structure really works. So we're going to go into La Mano de Megan. And I give him very clear goals. And I say, now with this, you need to be able to translate, and they work themselves up, all of the words into Spanish from just getting the English words. Now, most kids know how to use Quizlet, so they can play with it and use all these. And the goal is like, cut your time in half. How long did it take you to match everything? So they're learning how to use this system so that ultimately they can get here. I frequently talk to them about acquisition. And then their test is they need to retell the story using only the pictures and answer the questions. So you'll notice that the questions aren't answered. They'll have to go back to the reading and find the answer themselves. For the first story, it is answered, but for the rest, it isn't. So they learn how to ask and answer questions. So having a set program to learn is very helpful for them. They know what to expect. And then they go over here, and I use extempore. You could use Flipgrid. You could have them call in on your phone and leave a recording, whatever you'd like. But all of these can be copied. I could send them to you. And the reason I like them is because then they can only take it one time. So they're like, I gotta be ready. It really pushes them to be ready for the test. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So usually there's vocabulary, questions, and story. And let's actually do that one. I had already done the vocabulary on here. So they're going to click on it, go to their story. Hello. And they're going to click on record right here. And then they're going to listen to my audio prompt. Sorry, I look fabulous. Had a great day at Disney World today. So then they're going to click the prompt. Smiles. Sonríe. So then you can't see this. I was stopping. But right here on the left, they can pause it to give their answer in case they don't have enough time. So let's play it again. But they don't get to restart. Sonríe. A handsome toad. Un sapo guapo. The reason I like video is so I can see if they're like reading something or looking for the answer, but there are no guessing in what this test is. So you give them the list. All the words are going to be on it. It's all going to be oral. All the questions will be there, and then we'll do the retell. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to submit this fabulous attempt. And the reason this is important is so that they know why they're studying. And I said, hey, let's do 2 stories. a week because you did awesome. He's like, no, 1 is good. So I can tell he's been working hard. And if I can't tell he's been working hard, then I just say, hey, Jack. And he tried to pull this over on me. He's like, no, I was totally studying. So I'm going to go back to my account so I can show you what he's been doing. I said, didn't look like you studied. And he said, no, I did. I totally did. And so, we built this software. And so I said, hey, Aaron, go look on the back end and see if it is a problem in our software. It's like, no, he didn't. So usually at the beginning of class, I'll say, so what day is today? So I guess Friday he was doing studying. I tell him he needs to study at least 30 minutes a day. Thursday, we had class on Tuesday, so he did 17 minutes. So it looks like he's working on it, which I'm, so I can see exactly what he's done. And that's awesome. I'll talk with him about it. I'll say, how did this go for you? What did you do? And in class, we go over, let me show you the gap fill. Looks like he's working on G. So I'm scrolling. I have a whole bunch. This is you can also, okay, so he has G. And I will teach them to go into their gap fill. If you're already used to Textivate, then you know. But I say, let's do this. And then at the end, it will give you a time. And I say, cut your time in half. And you need to put it in your journal, how much time it took you. You can do your text-to-speech on if you need help. Next time, don't use text-to-speech. So let's see if Jack has been writing his times. So let me see what he has for his journals. So it looks like he was writing his best time for gap fill and best time for word journal. So that's helpful too, just knowing that they're going to be measured. Okay, so that's my level 1 student. And he loves having it set and having his goals and knowing why he's doing it. My level 2 student, she loves La Mujer Triste. It's in past tense. I'm going to go back and show you something. When Jack is done with his level 1 story, we talk about it in the past tense in class. So let's say he did La Mano de Megan. I will ask all of the questions in past tense, and I'll say, hey, try and answer me in past tense because the answer is actually in the question. I'll say estaba or whatever, and I'll give a brief explanation so he can answer. But it gives one step up about what he was learning. So that's how we review, is in past tense and after I've seen all of his tests. Okay, and during class, a lot of times we use Teresa's stuff, so I'm going to show you hers. And what I love about Teresa's stuff, let's just go to the last one I used. She does all these great stories. Here's number 16. Same thing, they have vocabulary, but I will just read this with my students. It's great. You want to keep the reading below. So he knows it, and we'll go through and say, hey, if you don't know it, tell me. And he's like, I don't know what operita means. So we stop and we talk about TV shows that are boring, movies that are boring, games that are boring. We just use this in a discussion. And so if you, in a class, you have someone to be your, vocal person, hey, I don't understand juega. And then you'll talk about that and just ask them questions to try and get that going. So we'll talk about it. We'll go through. She has all the verbs down here. And then after we've done that, depending on how much time I have, we'll probably fill in one of the games, 1 million. And then at the very end, and I do like these games, we'll watch the video story. And this one, we just have the audio we can listen to. Or you can do this. And if you do it after they've read the story, they're really paying attention and they're really listening. So it's such good oral practice. I absolutely love this. So this is in-class work. Because for my 4 independent work, I really love having the storyboard. And I love having the clear goals. This is what you're going to do at the end. No tricks. you know everything. You just have to be able to say it. Okay, so for my level 2 student, this is all done in past tense, and all the vocabulary is at the beginning. And I say every day, you're going to read part 1, part 2, part 3, and then they're going to go to the extempore, and they will have, let me show you let's see, where did those stories go? And I can send you a link to all of these if you're interested. But all it is some questions. And hey, we're back. Sorry, no makeup. End of the day. It's harder for me to look at than you. Hopefully. So this one has questions. How do you say this in English? How do you say this in Spanish? And you're just listening to me as the teacher.
¿Cómo era la oficina de la mujer?
And they'll pause, and era nueva y bonita, la oficina, and they can pause it and answer. And you can look at their eyes and see if they're reading or where their confidence is. And then I have a grading scale right here. You'll notice that it's just to give them feedback. It's just kind of up the ante, you know. I've been trying lots of things, and the biggest thing I'm trying to do is to motivate them to really, you know, study, like just bring it up there. And I don't get nitpicky and say, oh my goodness, you use third person when it was like a nosotros situation. And so I don't really bring that up, but a lot of positive feedback. You type feedback on this, and then I also give a scale. And so far it's been working. And so that's why I'm sharing it with you, obviously. So don't want to share garbage, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about my 4th year student now. Let me finish this one. So she'll read the story and then go answer the questions. So I will say, she can't go back and read the story. So part 2, now this story has been really well constructed. It's very comprehensible. You have the words down here, and you can also listen to it here. And there's games that you can play. So that's what we're working on, because we're working on past tense. And then for my 4th year student, we're using this fabulous book, Soy Lorenzo. This is all written in past tense. And what's great about these novels is she loves to print out the word searches, the crossword puzzles, the questions, and the quizzes. And she loves to do that and interact with it. It keeps it interesting. We also have the videos. We'll talk a lot about this because she is 4th year. We just have conversations in it about it. And these are also fabulous. She does a lot of research on the country. So she'll look through these pictures and she'll look up stuff on her own. Hey, what are they doing in this picture? How many miles of coastline? And she just, I say, go research stuff. Find something that interests you and then share it with the class. So I like that piece of it a lot. But having all of these resources here is fun for the students to involve themselves, and then you can see how much time they've spent and if they've written anything in their journal. So I'll say, you know, type in here what you learned. Oh, this is 6th period. This is my notebook. My students wouldn't see this, but in my notebook, I type my notes for how I use this and what I want to do next year. It's my little plan book. So, those are the materials that I've been using that have been really effective with my students that I love. And there's also all of these cultural materials. This is what I would use in class to discuss. We go through and have conversations. Blue items are things only a teacher can see. Obviously, you know, you wouldn't be like, hey, here's all the answers to all of your questions. So it just kind of makes sense. And I'll come back to this so you can see me. So anyway, Bryce's stories are very, very effective. He doesn't have too many vocabulary words. He recycles them. The students feel very confident using those. And it's incrementally gets more and more, fluency. Their fluency just grows until they're ready. So it's really awesome. And then Teresa's stuff is great too, very comprehensible. It has a lot of the first, second, and third person in there. So I use those in class, especially to create dialogue. And Bryce's stuff is they work on their own and give them a really clear goal. And then the novels. Jenny's novels have such a wealth of resources, so much culture, such diversity of activities that are already prepared for you. I have to show you one more thing in hers that I love. It's her level 2 novel. And I had a teacher go through this and she was just in awe of what's available. So, for instance, we have this, all of these Quizlet activities. You have to read the story. You see the picture, and then they have to read all 4 to find what it is. And I'm just randomly clicking and look at the picture and read. So it's very helpful. Verbs, vocabulary, cognates, all of these different things. There's even an ed puzzle. You don't have to make anything. So, and then the storyboards so that you can, I use these to preview. So I'll say, hey, what do you think is going to happen sometime? What are they doing? And so good luck. I hope some of this can help you. And enjoy. Bye.